Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Welcome, dear friends, to Kardec Radio. My name is Greg, and the name of my show is Spiritism, Healing, and Meditation. This is show number 36. We thank you for joining. Kardec Radio is nourishing our souls 24 hours a day with over 4,000 podcasts on YouTube, Spotify, KardecRadio.com, SoundCloud. You can download these programs and take them on the go. And we are all volunteers here, so your donations are welcome to help keep the station open and bringing you these beautiful programs about Spiritism. We like to start the program, as we always do, with connecting with our spiritual mentors and with our Creator. Heavenly Mother, Father, Divine, Master Jesus, good spirits of Kardec Radio, we thank you for blessing us this day. We thank you for always blessing and healing us, for bringing us closer to our divine essence, which that spark of divinity you have placed in our heart and placed it in such a place that it will grow and blossom into a fully developed, fully enlightened being, a spiritual being, one of your children. Thank you for placing that there, and thank you for culturing it, and thank you for the help you always send us. Thank you, Master Jesus. We thank you, Mother Mary. We thank you, good spirits of Kardec Radio, for always being with us. Thank you. So today I have a program that I would like to read from the Spiritist magazine number 53. I believe it is 53, yes. And it is by the Spirit Humberto de Compos through the psychography of Chico Xavier. It's called The Last Supper. So let us begin. The apostles were gathered in the company of Jesus on the first day of the Easter celebrations. In the other times, the Master parted the bread with his usual tenderness, his gaze, however, betraying the serenity which he always displayed, had a mysterious intensity, as if his soul at that moment vibrated in harmony with the highest planes of the invisible world. With simplicity and joy, the companions commented about the feelings of the people while the Master meditated silently. At a certain moment, after a long pause, with those at his side, the Messiah emphasized with impressive firmness, "Behold, friends, the time has come in which the prophecy of the Scriptures shall be fulfilled. Humiliated and hurt, I will have to teach in Jerusalem the need for self-sacrifice, so that not only one kind of victory triumphs, such as the transitory traits of selfishness or pride. Throughout history, mankind has applauded the golden tribunes, the resounding military marches that have glorified themselves with bloody rewards, the ambitious men who have forcefully dominated the spirit of the restless crowds. However, I came from my Father to teach those who have fallen in the eyes of the world, while carrying out their sacred duties of love as messengers of a better world, where good and truth reign. My victory is for those who know how to endure defeat among humankind, so that they might triumph with God in the divine construction of his worlds, sacrificing with joy for the glory of a greater life. In fact, the resolute expressions in those firm words, the companions looked at each other anxiously. The Messiah continued, "Be not disturbed by my affirmations, because in truth one of you will betray me. The hands that I caress now will turn against me. However, my soul is ready for the execution of my Father's will." The small assembly turned pale. By then, Judas had already initiated private negotiations with the authorities of the temple. Only the act of kissing Jesus was missing in order for the defection to be consummated. With the exception of Judas, nobody could understand the bitter words of the Messiah. A painful, ill sensation fell upon all who gathered. The son of Iscariot was doing his best to conceal his painful emotions, while the other companions directed questions to the Christ. "Who would be the traitor?" asked Philip with a strange glow in his eyes. "Would it be me?" asked Andrew naively. "But after all," the objected James, son of Alphaeus, in a loud voice, "where is God that he does not confront such danger?" Jesus, who remained silent during these first questions, raised his gaze to the son of Cleophas and warned him, "James, silence your voice of so little trust in the wisdom that governs our destinies. One of the major virtues of a disciple of the gospel is to be ready for the calling of the divine providence. It does not matter where and how the testimony of our faith happens. What is essential is that we reveal our union with God in all circumstances. It is indispensable that we do not forget our conditions as God's servants in order for us to answer to his call in the hours of tranquility or of suffering." At that time, as the Messiah became silent, John intervened, asking, "Lord, I understand that you say, 'I pray to God for the necessary fortress of courage.' However, why precisely would one of your apostles be a traitor of your cause? You have taught us to eradicate scandals from this world. Other scandals are necessary. Nevertheless, I cannot yet fathom the notion of a possible traitor from within your own school of edification and friendship." Jesus fixed his serene gaze on the speaker and stressed, "In truth, I must affirm that it is not possible for me to tell you everything now. However, later I will send the Consoler, who will clarify this in my name, just as I speak to you now in the name of the Father." And stopping briefly to reflect, he continued speaking to the apostle in particular. "Listen, John, if the designs of God are unfathomable, they are also invariable, just, and wise. The scandal will unfold in our own beloved circle, but it will serve as a lesson to all those who come after our footsteps in the divine service of the gospel. They will understand that to reach the narrow door of redemptive renunciation, they will meet with, many times, the abandonment, the ingratitude, and the misunderstanding from those they hold dearest. It will reveal the need for each person to assert him or herself in the path towards God, no matter how thorny or somber it may be." The apostle was greatly impressed by the latest words of the Master and started to meditate on his teachings. The sensations of discomfort persisted over the whole assembly. Jesus then stood up and offering to each apostle a piece of bread and exclaimed, "Take this and eat it. This is my body." Next, serving to everyone a small decanter of wine, he added, "Take this and drink of it, because this is my blood of the New Testament, affirming God's truths." The apostles followed with gentle recommendation, naturally surprised. Without concealing his incomprehension of the symbolism, Simon Peter asked, "Master, what is this?" "Beloved," said Jesus with emotion, "our last moments of working together are coming to an end, and I want to reiterate my recommendations of love as since the first day of the apostolate. This bread symbolizes the banquet of the gospel. This wine is the symbol of the renewing spirit of my teachings. They are the symbol of our perennial communion in the sacred idealism of love with which we can operate in the world until the last day. All of those who share with us throughout time this eternal bread and the sacred wine of the soul will have their spirit made fertile by the glorious light of the kingdom of heaven that represents the sacred objective of our destinies." Pondering the intensity of the effort to be employed and alluding to the spiritual crowds under his loving direction outside the circle of the flesh and in earth's close spheres, Christ added, "Immense is the work of redemption, because I have other sheep that are not from this world. However, the kingdom awaits us with its luminous eternity." Highly touched by his solemn words and all the more amazed with the promises of the joyful and eternal kingdom that could not yet clearly comprehend, the majority of the apostles started to discuss the aspirations and achievements of the future. While Jesus and John engaged in affectionate discussions, James and the sons of Alphaeus examined possible future achievements, trading options about who among the companions would be the greatest when the kingdom arrived with its unprecedented grandeur. Philip affirmed to Simon Peter that in truth all would enter Nazareth to reveal their spiritual superiority to the religious authorities and wealthy of the city. Levi spoke to Thomas and made him feel that after their victory was affirmed, it was their obligation to march to the honorable temple where they would display their supreme powers. Thaddeus clarified that his intention was to dominate the strongest and most independent of the world, for them to accept in any way the lessons of Jesus. The master interrupted his private conversation with John and observed them. The discussion was heated. The words, "greatest of all," resonate insistently in his ears. It seemed as if the participants of the sacred school were on the eve of dividing some material acquisitions, and like the triumphant on earth, each of them hoped for the biggest share of the quarry, except for Judas, who had fallen into a somber silence. All of the apostles were now arguing passionately, sensing their incomprehension. The master contemplated them all with saddened pity. At that moment, the apostle observed Jesus stood up. To everyone's surprise, he removed his simple tunic and wrapped a towel around his hips, as was customary style of slaves who performed the most intimate personal service for their masters. And as if words were dispensable at that exemplary moment, he took a vase and and perfumed water, kneeled and started to clean the apostles' feet. Before a general protest of such a supreme humility, Jesus repeated the timeless lesson. You call me Master and Lord, and you are right, because that I am. If I, myself, the Master, can wash your feet, you should equally wash each other's feet along the pathway of life, because the kingdom of the good and the truth, the greatest, will be those who genuinely make themselves the least among you. The source is Boa Nova by Humberto de Compos, psychography by the beloved Chico Xavier. We thank you so much for that beautiful message, Humberto de Compos. Thank you, dear Heavenly Father, Mother, for once again showing us our blessed position of humility, that we are here to serve one another. And as Jesus showed us, the humility of the divine, and we should pick up the towel ourselves. We would like to, from now, just move directly into the healing portion, of which will come after this is ended. We welcome you all to that, to listen, to close your eyes, and to enjoy the healing meditation. We thank you for joining. We thank you for listening for these blessed words of the Master. And we wish you many blessings until the next time. So stay tuned. Thank you, dear friends. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Purifying the heart and mind before a healing prayer, as described by the Spirit Father Eustachio, who was a healing medium when alive on earth. This through the hands of psychography of Chico Xavier. Repeat after me, silently or out loud. Visualize the person or people who have hurt you. Look into their eyes and say to them, I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. See yourself hugging them. Visualize the people you have hurt. Look into their eyes and say, I am sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Visualize yourself hugging them. Now visualize yourself as a small child. Look directly into your eyes and say, I forgive you. I love you. Thank you, dear soul. God loves you greatly, more than you are capable of knowing. The healing prayer. Repeat after me, silently or out loud. Dear God, please use me as an instrument of healing to cure this infirmity. I have faith in you and know that all things are possible with you. Please free me from all thought of pride and selfishness, which may alter their purity. I humbly beseech you to permit your good spirits to concentrate their beneficial fluids in me so that I may bring about health. Let us visualize a shower of God's healing light being poured over the diseased or damaged area. Sustain this image of light, healing, soothing the damaged or diseased part. This light of God coming through Jesus and the good spirits restores balance and reinvigorates health. See this light not only healing the physical vessel, but the paraspiritual body. See the cells coming alive with new joyous energy, happy to be part of God's plan and carry out this holy work. See this loving light of God pour over our entire spark of God we call the soul. See each cell be enlivened in vigor and health. May this heavenly divine light elevate us to learn from this mistake that caused the disease. May it infuse wisdom and discernment so that future thoughts and actions do not cause harm to myself or any other dear soul. See us healthy, happy, vibrant, glowing in divine light, a heart full of love and acceptance of all. Thank you, Holy God. Thank you, Blessed Jesus. And thank you, good spirits that are sent by God for this healing. Thank you for this healing. Thank you. Thank you.